Hi guys, it's Ksenia. Welcome back to my channel. In an over-consumeristic world where there is products popping out on every corner, every second of the day, let's just say uniqueness is starting to dissipate. And that's why in today's video, I am going to share with you some of the most unique, original fragrances, most signature scent-worthy kind of fragrances that you can feel confident stepping out of your house and not having a single soul around you smell like you. Now, I would love to include scents like Baccarat Rouge in this video, but don't worry, I'm not going to. The reason why I mentioned Baccarat Rouge is because I think we can all agree on its own, before it got the huge hype that it has, I'm pretty sure Baccarat Rouge is one of the highest selling perfumes out there in the world right now. Like, I can confidently say that as a fact. So with that, I had to remove it from this list because although on its own, Baccarat Rouge is so unique and brings something so new and amazing to the table, it obviously has been overused, and now literally the second I step out, I smell a trillion people with either Baccarat or Cloud, one of the two. So although the scents are super original, because everybody wears them now, they're not that original. So in this video, I have scents that you will literally smell nobody else with these scents. You can feel confident that when you have these scents on, you're gonna get the type of compliments where people are gonna be like, you smell so unique, you smell so different, you smell so signature scent worthy, and you're gonna leave them wondering, what does she have on? So if that's your vibe, if you want to smell unique and one of a kind, then keep on watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and turn post notifications on, and let's get into it. Let's start with perhaps the most unique of all. This fragrance will smell different on every single person that wears it. This is a unisex fragrance, so literally anybody can wear it. There is really no gender to this at all, and that is Molecule 01 by Eccentric Molecules. I recently just did an entire dedicated review to this fragrance, which you can definitely check out because I go in way more in depth than I'm going to on this video, and also about the note that is in here, because this is not called Molecule 01 for no reason. The reason why it's called Molecule 01 is because there is literally one note to this fragrance, and it's technically not even really a note. The only note that's in Molecule 01 is ISOE Super, and that is a molecular note. Now, I dive into a lot of info on ISOE Super on my dedicated video that I did to this, so I'm gonna link that over here if you wanna learn more. But I guess the summary of it is ISOE Super is a scent that will smell different on literally any person that wears it. On its own, it has this very woody, almost like cedary, maybe even slightly citrus. It just has like an aromatic sort of feel to it. That's kind of the best way I can explain it, but it's a molecular note, so it's really like incredibly hard to explain. This fragrance is just so unique that it's just unexplainable because there's nothing you can really explain about it. It's like trying to explain color. Like, how do you explain to somebody what the color red looks like? Or any color for that matter. Like, it's just actually impossible, and I feel like that's what this perfume is. In the perfume world, it's like trying to describe color. Another fun fact that I will add though about ISOE Super is if you have any poor performing fragrances in your collection, bring them out and pair them up with Molecule 01, because ISOE Super is a booster note. So what it does is it will boost the other fragrances that you have that maybe don't perform well, or there is certain notes in that perfume that don't perform well. Layer it up with this and it may bring out those scents that you otherwise can't smell. Next is a perfume that is so criminally underrated. Maybe it should stay that way because this perfume is so good that I don't want it to be super popular and worn by everybody. This is Armani Code. This fragrance is just the darkest way that citrus notes have ever been done. I feel like when you think of a citrus kind of scent, you probably think of something really bubbly and lighthearted and fresh and uplifting. This is quite the opposite. It's like dark, mysterious, sexy citrus notes, which is typically not what I think when I think of citrus, but This is so unique. It also has a ton of spicy notes in it going on. It also has a lot of sweet notes in it that just really round out the fragrance. This has bitter orange, it has Italian orange, but it also has a ton of jasmine. So I feel like the heart of this fragrance is jasmine, and it's so feminine, but in such a dark and mysterious way. Definitely a man-eater, super seductive kind of scent. You also do have ginger in here, which adds to that spice, but then all of that sweetness is coming from this mashup of honey and vanilla, and it's so good. You also get sandalwood, so it is also very woody. It is so sexy all around and so unique smelling. I truly don't have any other perfume in my collection that smells like this. So yeah, this is, oh, my eye is itching. This is definitely a 10 out of 10 unique wise and just smell wise in general. Here's another one that literally does not get talked about at all. I don't think I've ever heard a single person talk about this perfume, and again, I don't know why, because it is so good. And this is by Carolina Herrera, and this is 212 VIP. Forget your Good Girl, although we love Good Girl, okay? I'm not bashing on Good Girl. I love it, but it is more popular, it's more mainstream, and everybody smells like Good Girl. But this one, nobody smells like this one. This is like a fruity little cocktail. It smells very much like a tropical drink, but it also has this musky feel to it that just gives something so sexy to the scent. It also has a good amount of vanilla. This has rum and passion fruit, and the combo will literally give you tropical drink. As it starts to dry down, you get a bit of a gardenia note, which I don't typically like. I'm not a big fan of white florals. Some I can tolerate more than others, but gardenia is one of my least favorite notes ever in perfumes. But in here, I'm not gonna say I don't smell it, because I do, like slightly, but the way it's mixed with everything else makes me love it so much. And I will never call gardenia sexy, but this fragrance is sexy. I think it's just because of all the other notes in it mixed with that gardenia. It just doesn't let it be too much of like a white floral kind of scent. In the base, you also get vanille and tonka bean. So it's very rounded out and creamy, and it gives me an amber vibe. It's super sexy. I love it, and it's super unique. I hesitated a little bit including this scent because it is more mainstream, but I cannot take away the uniqueness of this perfume. So I had to just include it because although it is popular, I feel like it's not as popular as, say, Baccarat Rouge. So I felt okay about including it in this video, and that is Delina by Parfums de Marly. Another reason why I wanted to add this was, although it is a little bit more on the popular side when compared to a lot of these other perfumes that I feel like aren't that popular, this fragrance quite literally smells different on every person that wears it. When my mom has put this on her, it smells more fresh, more feminine, more floral, whereas when I put this on, I feel like I get a little bit more of like the sweet nuances that are in here. So I feel like it smells different on everybody. This has lychee, rhubarb, it has bergamot, it has nutmeg. It's a pink floral, very feminine kind of scent through and through, but it does have this bitter rose, bitter lychee sort of vibe to it. This also has incense, so I mean, it doesn't have a smoky vibe to it at all, but it does add a little something, like a little roughness to this fragrance. This is so unique in every way. There's vetiver in here, there is cedar, there is vanilla in here, so it does have sweetness. It's not a sweet fragrance, but there's sweetness. It's just so unique. It's really hard to describe once again, but all the notes are super unique. The way they all smell in here is super unique. This is definitely not for everybody. I wouldn't say this is an easy blind buy at all. Definitely try it a sample or go and get a tester of this before you commit to buying the full size, because it is very pricey. But I do hear this is like a little man magnet. Like men specifically, for whatever reason, compliment this scent like no other, which makes sense. My husband really loves this. So yeah, this little cube that I have here, this is Narciso by Narciso Rodriguez. This fragrance smells like $1 billion. I'm not even gonna say $1 million. It smells like $1 billion. This smells like old money. When you put this on, you're gonna smell and feel like a rich bougie auntie. It gives me like fur coat vibes. It just smells like money. It smells like a super expensive, luxurious spa. Like really, really rich soap in the best way. It's a musk scent through and through, but it's like the most amazing musk kind of scent ever, because I am typically not somebody that loves overly musky scents. They can tend to smell like BO kind of leaning to me, and I hate that. I don't know who likes that, but this is just like a really clean soapy musk, and it also has this like sweetness to it. I know there's gardenia in here also, and I can't smell it, but again, it's the way it's done with the other notes that it works. It just works. I will say it's a bit more of a mature scent. It's not gonna be juvenile at all. It's just classy. I'll just put it at that. If you just want a scent that will make you smell signature scent worthy and will make you smell and feel like $1 billion, Narciso by Narciso Rodriguez. This is one of my favorite and probably one of my husband's top 5 perfumes of mine ever, that every time I wear this scent, and I mean like without a doubt, he is going to compliment me on how I smell. He was actually the one that told me to get this scent, because I was with him in Sephora once and I was smelling a bunch of perfumes and I had sprayed on a million and he had said nothing, and then I put this on. He was like, oh, that smells really good. I'm sick right now, so it's like really hard to smell these, but I can just like slightly get a little hint of smell out of them. This is so, so good. It's so classy, but there's something so sexy and captivating about this one. I didn't even say the name. This is Twilly d'Hermes Eau Pauvre. I am not a huge fan of the original Twilly. I felt like that was just a little all over the place, too spicy, too much. Literally so spicy to the point where it felt like I had shoved pepper up my nose. It's one of those scents where it made me want to like sneeze. Thankfully this doesn't do that to me, but this also has a lot of spiciness to it. It has pink pepper, and I love pink pepper. Literally it only has 3 notes. It has pink pepper in the opening, rose in the middle, and patchouli in the base, which are 3 notes. Well, the pink pepper I do love, but rose and patchouli are 2 notes that I'm like kind of weary of, especially if they're done in a high dose, which you would think they would be in here since they're the only notes. But this works so well. The patchouli is not overpowering. It doesn't ever smell muddy or like just that too much kind of patchouli kind of scent. The rose doesn't smell super dated or weird or synthetic. It's just perfect. It smells sexy to me and very like classy and ladylike, and in the best way, and it's so unique. On a similar vibe to Molecule 01 is Another 13 by Le Labo. This scent is again super unique. This one also has ISOE Super, so it has that molecular feel to it, woodiness, aromatic kind of vibe, but this one does have a little bit more to work with. It has some other actual notes that are not just ISOE Super. Like it has some citrus notes in it, some actually like woody notes, which play up with the ISOE Super really well, because ISOE Super already kind of smells like woody and citrusy and aromatic on its own. So then to add those scents onto it, it just kind of intensifies it. It's one of my most complimented scents ever. It's a really easy mixing scent, and it's just your skin but better in the best way, and it smells again like $1 million. This is a new recent find, an absolute love of mine, and that is Fleur's Father Figure. I cannot begin to describe how amazing this scent is. If you're into scents like Wood Sage and Sea Salt by Jo Malone or Max Aquatic, this is in that family of scents. It's not a dupe to those, it's definitely different, but it is so good. This, I would say, has a lot more sweetness than those scents have, where those scents I feel like are way more woody, citrusy, which is still really good, but this one has those scents, but also it has this strong sweetness to it that I feel like, oh my god, it's so good. It's addicting. It's one of those scents you smell and you just want to keep smelling. You just want to be surrounded by this scent at all times. There is this like, I don't know, shaving cream kind of vibe to it, which may sound kind of bad, but I feel like that's where they're playing up with that father figure. I don't know if this scent is supposed to like remind you of your dad or what, but it does have this soft masculine vibe to it, but it's definitely not too much. Like, I know a lot of women don't like perfumes that smell too masculine leaning, and this is not that at all. Like, I will tell you guys if it was, because normally I'm really into the cologne leaning scents. This doesn't lean on cologne. It just has a little hint of a masculine vibe to it, but it is so good. It's really sexy and very, again, signature scent worthy, but it has a lot to play with. This has fig in it, so I think that's where a lot of that juicy sweetness is coming from. You also get iris in here, you get cassis, jasmine, Madagascar vanilla, so there's a lot of sweetness in here that a lot of typically more like aromatic kind of scents don't have, that this one has, and I love it. Another scent I consider to be incredibly unique, because I don't and have never smelled any perfume that smells anything close to this scent. This is Mont Blanc's signature. I have a little 1 fluid ounce here. This is a vanilla, but it is the most unique vanilla that I have ever smelled. There's these nuances in here that just play up with that vanilla and make it smell unlike anything you've ever smelled. This has clementine in it, it has magnolia, ylang ylang, and peony, and then it has vanilla, white musk, and benzoin. It's definitely a musky vanilla. It is creamy, but there's this fluffy, airy, very cloudy sort of feel about this scent. It feels like it's just like floating. It is so freaking pretty. Really unique. It's slightly lactonic in a way, and the peony is so pretty in it. It has this really warm, floral, sort of sweet vibe. It almost smells like candy. It's very uplifting. So if you want a vanilla that's not too heady or too sweet or anything like that, Mont Blanc's signature is really good. If you have Bare Vanilla by Victoria's Secret, that's one of my go-to combos with Mont Blanc signature. It's such an amazing combo. I have to talk about Kayali Yum Pistachio Gelato, because let's be real, I know that this gained a little bit of popularity, but now I feel like not many people talk about this, and it was also kind of hit or miss in the beginning. It was kind of weird with this scent, but now it is quite literally one of my top favorite scents. Yum Pistachio Gelato is a pistachio gelato, but it's more airy, more cloudy than you would think. It's not total gourmand, although it is very sweet, and it has really delicious notes, like the most delicious notes. It has pistachio gelato, hazelnut, sweet rum, whipped cream, marshmallow, and cotton candy. And it smells like a little bit of each and any one of those scents. It is so creamy and lactonic. It's just on this cloud of sugary sweetness, but it never gets to be heady or sickly sweet. I don't know how they did it. It's so feminine and will get you so many compliments, and it's so unique. I don't have any scent that smells like this. When I first got this, I thought that this reminded me of Fantasy by Britney Spears, which was so weird to me. Like, I'm like, how did this smell like that? I feel like there's maybe a hint of that in here still, but this is just way more complex and more unique and amazing. I love it. It's so unique. I don't have any scent that smells like Yum Pistachio Gelato. All right, the last perfume I have here, you've heard me talk about this scent so much, but I have to talk about it again. It's a celebrity perfume, very predictable for me to talk about, but I'm including this because this is one of the most unique fragrances, not even just celebrity perfume world, but in general, Miami Glow. I've never ever smelled a perfume that smells like Miami Glow, or that has even come close to the DNA of this perfume. It is so unique, so incredibly sexy, very signature scent worthy, but definitely just specifically for the summertime. Like, this is my go-to summer scent. This is tropical, it's sweet, it has coconut milk in it, it has passion fruit in it, it has pink grapefruit, orange blossom, it has vanilla, it has this ambery sort of creaminess to it. It's so good. I love everything about Miami Glow. I know I don't shut up about it, but I never will. All right, for the finale of this video, I have to talk about this house. If we're talking about unique fragrances, it does not get more unique than what I'm about to talk about right now. This is not sponsored by this company, although I would love to try out some of these scents because these are actually crazy. This is by the house of Age of Innocence, and their scents have some of the most insane notes in there that I'm just like, I need to get my nose and smell some of these because these notes like can't be real. So let me just talk about a couple that I'm the most intrigued by. Okay, the first one is called Toscovat. Take a look at the notes that are in this perfume. You start off with bubblegum, cotton candy, strawberry, there's rose, and then you have gasoline and rubber and metallic notes. Very interesting, okay? Like, what other perfume do you know that has gasoline in it? Probably no other perfume, because I don't know who would put that in there, but they did, and I really want to know if it actually smells like gasoline, because I actually love the smell of gasoline, which is probably a bad thing, but it is what it is. Let me show you this next one, because this is really where I'm like, okay, is this even legal? Like, can they even do this? Is this just for the shock value of it? Or is this a legit note? Because if it is, then how? This is called Inexcusable Evil. And the notes in here are iodine and blood. Yeah, like blood. That's where I'm like, what? How's that note in there? There's also gunpowder. Here's another one. This one is called Anarchist. This one has notes of money. Okay, they literally put smell like money, literally. There's credit cards also in the notes. So we have money and credit cards. Snow. So would that just be water then? I don't know. Candle wax, ink, plastic bag, holy water, priest's clothes. Yeah. Those are just literally 3 perfumes. If you go into this house and check out, they have a bunch of perfumes, just look at the notes. They have the most insane notes. So I had to just talk about and mention this company in case you guys didn't know about it. Because I first saw them from this TikTok that I saw and I'm like, what? How is that real? So I had to share it in this video because if we're talking about unique, I don't think it gets more unique than that. Anyways, that is it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts and let me know which perfumes you consider to be the most unique. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!